Hello, students. So basically, today's class will be with some problem solving skills, and whatever we have learned, the three formulas, basically the equations of motion. Using those formulas, we are going to solve some questions. And tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I want to take one test, so you can practice about it. So for that, I'm taking a class today. So starting from the first one, let me read the question. Upton Chunk is riding the giant drop at Great America. If Upton free falls for 2.6 seconds, what will be his final velocity? How far he will fall? So basically, this is a very nice question. So it will also, like, while explaining it, we will be also knowing what will happen when something falls from a height. That means the free fall thing. So see, when something comes down from up to down, so the initial velocity is 0, because at the starting there is no velocity, right? Let me Okay, so at the starting the initial velocity will be 0. I have to find out the final velocity. Also I have to find out the height, that means the displacement. Only thing I know is the time of fall, and also I know the acceleration g, that is for my simplicity I am considering 10, but you should do with 9.8. So just wait. Yes, so basically the thing is that we have to find out one by one slowly, but we have to remember what are the formulas we know. So we basically know with g is there, that means the acceleration is there, so we know these formulas: v equal to u plus gt. Why it's acceleration? Because it's falling down and gravity works down, so it will be, like, speed will increase slowly. So see, the first equation which we know is v equal to u plus gt, where we know that u is 0, so this term is gone, and g also I know that is 10 or 9.8, whatever you say, into t, that also you know, that is 2.6. so basically my velocity is now 26 meter per second. So I know v. So the first question, that is just before touching the ground, what was the velocity, is now I know. Talking about h, basically we can use this formula: v square equal to u square plus 2gh. Now see, u square is 0, so v square equal to 2gh, and from that I can get h equal to v square by 2g. Now v square is 26 square by 2 into g, that is 10. So from here I can get a very nice what you say answers are always nice. So 33.8 I just calculated in my calculator, so 33.8 meter will be my answer. So this maths we can do like this. Talking about a general formalism for, like, something which is coming down, you can always say, using this formula v square equal to 2gh, I can always write v square is 2gh, so I can write v equal to root over 2gh. So this is this is the velocity just before touching the ground when something is free falling from a height h. Okay, and the time you can find out from this formula as well. Moving to my next problem, rocket powered slates are used to test the human response to acceleration. If the rocket powered slate is accelerated to a speed of this, so my final velocity is given, that is 444 meter per second, and my initial velocity should be 0 because it is from rest it is accelerated. When something is not given, you take u is equal to 0. The time is given also 1.83 seconds. Well, then what is the acceleration and what is the distance? Okay, so acceleration I have to find out. So v equal to u plus gt I know, or at in this case, because it's not free falling. So from here, using all the value, I can easily find out my a equal to v minus u by t. And if I put the values, that is 444 by 1.83, then I will get the result 242.62, and I am taking the significance figure up to 2 digit. So this will be 62 and meter per second square. So acceleration is now known, and using v square equal to u square plus 2gh, or 2ah in this case, that is s. Displacement I have taken as s. Now you can ask me, sir, why we are not using this formula, that is our s equal to ut plus half at square? Because see, most of the case there is a square, and like you will not be having a calculator sometimes, so using t square will be a headache to you. So basically, when we know this formula, p square equal to u square plus 2ah as, and we know that the terms like v, u and s, so it's basically easier for us. Also, u equal to 0, so this term is gone already, so we can easily find out s equal to v square by 2a. So basically, if we just put the things in the formula, and if we divide it by 244.62, so the thing will come 406.2, and 6 I'm taking again up to 2 digit, and the meter is the unit. So this maths, this is the procedure. First you write what are the things known to you, what are the things you have to find out, and what are the formulas you know, and then you try to correlate. So this kind of math you can do very easily. A kangaroo is capable of jumping at a height of this much. Determine the takeoff speed of the kangaroo. So now the kangaroo is jumping, that means it's going up from down, so that means gravity is pulling it down and it is going up, that means it is going against gravity. So when you throw a ball upside, you will see that the ball will go, and slowly the ball will stop, and then it will come down again. That means it's not acceleration, because velocity is decreasing now, so this is deceleration. So my final velocity will be here 0, because it has to come to the rest at a certain time, right? So in that case, my u has to be find out. Okay, so height is given, that is 2.62 meter, and g, that is the retardation, is given. Okay, in this case, my acceleration is retardation, so acceleration will be negative, because already I told this thing in my previous video. So basically, which thing I can apply to find our u? See that formula, that is v square equal to u square, but in that case it will be minus, because the velocity is decreasing and there is deceleration. So 2g and h. V is 0, so I can always write u square equal to 2gh, and the formula looks similar, I know, and u equal to root over 2 gh. So if I just put the values, and if I just put 10 instead of g, uh, and put the value of 2.62, so I will get 7.23 meter. Oh, it will be 24 actually, because the next number is 8, so approximation will come, so it will be 24, so it's 7.24 meter. So this kind of maths are going to come. Let us do another one. A bullet leaps a rifle with a muzzle velocity of this much. While accelerating through the barrel of the rifle, the bullets moves a distance this much. Determine the acceleration of the bullet. So bullets leaps, that means the final velocity is this. The initial velocity is 0 because from 0 it has started. The distance it covered while reaching this velocity is 0.84 meter. So again, see, assuming uniform acceleration it is told. So whatever the formula we are using is only applicable for uniform acceleration. So this is so very easy, I know, because v square equal to u square plus 2s, because acceleration is happening as, that is distance. So this is in this case I have taken as d, so it will be d. So I just have to put the values to find out. So it's basically that easy. Okay, the observation deck of tall skyscraper is this much height above the street. So the height is given, that is 370 meter. Determine the time required for a penny to fall. So the height is given, I have to find out the time. I know also u, because for free fall the initial velocity u is 0, that is it's falling from rest. Final velocity before touching I don't know, and I have to just find out the time. So which formula I have to use? Now let us use this. H equal to ut plus half a t square. Why? Because now t I have to find out, right? But my u is 0, so this term is gone. My h is known to me, so h equal to half gt square. So my t is equal to 2h by g root over. So if you put the values all together, you will get 370. The bracket if I give, I'm taking the time because I'm calculating the things. So okay, so you will get 8.60 seconds almost. Okay, so this math is very important, because the next one I will tell you something. A stone is dropped into a deep well and is heard to hit the water this second after being. So this time the reverse we have to do. So t is given, that is this, and I have to find height. I know the g. This thing is very useful for survival, because I think many of you have seen and know about Man vs. Wild, that program. So you will see that in those kind of program, like whenever he is near a cliff and he wants to see that the jumping over the cliff to a river or something is safe or not. So what he used to do, he used to pick a stone and he used to throw it or just drop it, and he used to calculate the time using stopwatch. Then he could have done like calculations to find out what is the height. So basically the same thing we will be doing, that is h equal to ut plus half at square, that is half gt square, and my when I'm dropping, so the stone is starting from 0, the velocity is starting from 0, so h equal to half gt square, and you can easily put the values and find out what is the h. Okay, so basically if we put if you just calculate this one, so we'll get let me calculate it. Okay, so if we just calculate it, we'll get 58.14 meter. So basically it's not that hard, but you can understand 58, and it will take. So if it is very less or shallow, like the height is very low, then in that case the time will be smaller, right? So this kind of maths are going to come. So tomorrow, if you can give one exam, it will be very helpful for me to understand that you are literally understanding it or not. So tomorrow give a test and try this, find out you will be having, like, you can find many examples regarding this chapter in internet, so find those and try to do those. I have also given one worksheet to try to see that one. Okay, so I will see you in my next class.